If you are paid $1 lakh every month, would you dare to guard a lighthouse? You will not have a boss to do this job. Now sleep whenever you want, get up when you want, go out fishing, but the only real job up is that there is a light on the top of the lighthouse. You don't let it go off, and only for this work you will be paid $1.2 million annually. But still, why no one is ready to do this job, and you will also refuse when you will know the real truth. Let's see. So here is zummon Lighthouse in the middle of the ocean, and it is several kilometers away from the coast, meaning it is a place where you will have no contact with the outside world. Before you send your CV for this job, first know the whole truth. Loneliness will be felt here, but sleeping at night when the ocean waves crash against this lighthouse. So that is a very dangerous scenario. Sometimes these waves are even higher than the lighthouse because the area has very dangerous storms and there is no guarantee of survival. In this picture taken during the rescue operation, you can clearly see how the lighthouse guard is surrounded by the storm. Had these storm waves completely covered the lighthouse, the life of the keeper could have been in danger. You must be thinking, what was the need to build such a lighthouse? And that too in such a place, and why is it like that? That this light should never be turned off. So let me tell you about the beginning of this lighthouse, in ancient times when there were no roads or vehicles for long journeys. So travel was done by water. So there was a man named Captain Marcia. He was a great sailor. He was known for his dangerous sea voyages. There was going to be an incident with him. Ships were made of wood in the early days, so one night the captain was passing through a very dark place in the water. That huge rocks came under the water, which caused a hole in their ship, and it capsized. The ship takes a lot of damage. After this incident, the captain thought that there must be some solution to this problem so that they can see this danger in advance. And avoid this problem, 71% of the world's water is divided into 4 regions, the largest ocean being the Pacific Ocean. It is so big that the landmass of the land, which is 165 million square kilometers, can swallow up 148 million square kilometers of ocean alone. Now, even if a person accidentally gets lost in the Pacific Ocean, it is almost impossible to find him. When sailors used to travel in ancient times, they did not even know how far the next land was. Where is his way? What is his navigation? Navigation was the biggest problem at that time, as there was no GPS and no system that could guide the sailors about the route. GPS was invented in 1973 and publicly available in 1978. Sometimes we even see the route in Google Maps and think what these people would do. These sailors were dependent on sunlight and starlight. And in the beginning, the lack of navigation tools made sailors suffer a lot. As Captain Alice got into a big problem, when the clouds suddenly appeared in front of the stars at night, the light went out completely. Along with these clouds, a storm also arose in the sea due to which these people lost their way. And when morning came, and they did not know where to go. Now the food and drink has stopped. The members started dying due to hunger and thirst. They could not drink the seawater because it is very salty. So after a long time, they get land and their lives are saved. Now the world's first lighthouse was to be opened in Egypt along the Mediterranean Sea at the pension city of Alexandria. The rulers there were Ptolemy II. His kingdom at that time was a proper hub for trade culture, but the biggest problem for this kingdom was its location. If you look carefully at this picture, one had to pass through here to get to the edge of the city, and also look at how many rocks there are when trading ships speed past here at night. They hit the jagged rocks under the water and sink. And their cargoes were also lost, due to which their kingdom was suffering a lot. King Ptolemy, called the expert and brilliant architect of the time, for the safety of his kingdom's marine road. He asked for his help to solve it, and together they came up with a great plan, and thus built the world's first lighthouse. One of the greatest engineering marvels in the world was Pharos of Alexandria. A fire was burning in this lighthouse, which provided light for miles, and was constantly supplied with oil and wood. He was therefore considered one of the lights. But it wasn't just the size that was big, the design was also genius, and he used mirrors and lenses to magnify the light further so that ships could safely trade over long distances. After this lighthouse was built, the sailors were very happy, and they could easily cross the rocky water. Thus, it became the world's first lighthouse safety symbol. For sailors and so on, the concept of the lighthouse spread throughout the world. But as world trade increased, lighthouses were built in the middle of the ocean where trade routes passed. To keep them safe, all the lighthouses that could be seen were initially lit on these lighthouses. But it was not an ideal situation to burn fire using wood, oil, or coal every day, even as candles, gas lamps, and oil lamps were invented. But Ag's light was not so bright. Then when electricity was produced and light was innovated, these lighthouses also started to shift to electric bulbs. Because they have more light, these lenses are the answer to how lighthouses used to reflect light miles away. Until 1800, these reflectors were placed behind the light source. But the engineers of the time realized that the light could be focused more. If we put the lenses in front of the light, the problem was that the thicker the lens, the less light it would get. So here goes Front Fizz and engineer Feisler, who had a great solution to this problem. They made the lens thinner and designed it so that all the light was focused on a single point. In this way, the diffused light could be sent in a single direction. Most lighthouses use lenses. This sensation revolutionized the lighthouse, and the light could be clearly seen from miles away. So with the help of these lighthouses, the ships knew the danger easily. The job that I told you in the beginning is for living in zummon Lighthouse. Only you have to see that the light of this lighthouse remains lit. Now, are you guys interested to do this job? This lighthouse was built in ancient times, and it revolutionized the safety of the marine trade all over the world, and it was a great work by the ancient Raja. Hope you people will like the video. If you want to see more such videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.